Long before sunrise, the riverbanks are already deafening. Millions of pilgrims, temporary pontoon bridges, and the endless noise of a city built on the sand for a single massive gathering. Out of this chaotic haze, distinct figures begin to appear. They do not push through the crowds. They move at a steady, quiet pace, and the masses naturally part to let them through. Their skin is entirely coated in pale gray ash. Their hair is grown into long, thick dreadlocks that trail down their backs, and in their hands they grip heavy iron tridents. In an era of digital noise, scheduled commutes, and endless wealth accumulation, they stand out in stark relief. They own absolutely nothing, which raises an immediate question for anyone looking at them. Who are these men, and why would anyone willingly abandon a comfortable home, a family, and every convenience the modern world has to offer? They stand here as a visible outlier to the modern world, proving human life can be sustained entirely outside the metrics of contemporary success. It is easy for an outsider to look at a holy man meditating in the dust and assume his life is defined entirely by passive pacifism, but that ignores centuries of harsh history. Hundreds of years ago, the pilgrimage routes spanning the subcontinent cut through dense, isolated wilderness. These paths were highly dangerous, heavily stalked by bandits, and threatened by competing empires. To survive, ascetics organized themselves into strict martial brotherhoods known as Akharas. They trained physical regiments to protect the unarmed. The Naga Sadhus carried iron tridents and heavy swords, serving as a frontline, organized defense. Their duty was to stand guard over vulnerable travelers and isolated temples when local kingdoms could not. Taking on that duty requires a profound psychological break. The initiation ritual to join their ranks is a formal funeral for the living initiate. They permanently sever their birth names, they abandon their former careers, and break all family ties. This surrender demands a level of conviction that few are willing to meet. This total withdrawal from society serves a higher purpose. By stripping away every personal vulnerability, they become incorruptible keepers of the sacred heritage they are sworn to protect. When the river festival concludes and the crowds disperse back to the cities, the brotherhood vanishes. They leave the plains and walk straight up into the freezing altitudes of the Himalayas. There are no paved routes here. They navigate steep, jagged rock ledges thousands of feet above sea level, traveling barefoot without the heavy winter gear modern climbers rely on. They sit fully exposed to driving mountain snowstorms and brutal sub-zero winds, often wearing nothing more than a thin cotton wrap. This agonizing environment is not meant to be a punishment. The cold is utilized as an active teacher, a crucible forcing the mind to detach from physical panic and test the extreme limits of human endurance. For months and sometimes years, their entire physical world shrinks to the damp walls of a high-altitude cave and the heat of a single, carefully tended wood fire. It is simple to appear disciplined when millions are watching. The actual work happens up here, in total freezing solitude, where no one is around to applaud the sacrifice. Which brings us back to the most recognizable element of their appearance, the thick, pale ash pressed daily into their skin. It is a physical representation of an unavoidable biological reality. Every kingdom eventually collapses, every fortune runs out, and every human body breaks down into dust. The ash is a daily, wearable confrontation with their own mortality. By literally coating themselves in the remnants of the cremation ground, they strip away the illusion that the physical body will last. From the comfort of a modern home, abandoning civilization to sit freezing in the mountains looks like a bitter rejection of life. But they view it differently. They are holding up a mirror to the rest of the world, exposing the exhausting anxiety of trying to permanently hold on to things that are destined to fade. While the cities far below them race to build new technologies and chase the next economic quarter, the Naga Sadhus walk straight past it, quietly maintaining a discipline that predates most modern borders. By stripping away everything unnecessary, they protect a very specific kind of freedom. They show us exactly what is left once the illusion of permanence is finally burned away.